What's up, guys? So I feel like a broken record at this point, just talking about how much money I make through my job and reinvesting that and where that money is going and everything else. But I want to do a little bit more of a breakdown. Hey, for anyone new, my name is Mateo Hall. I started making videos on finances a while ago, and I kind of took a little bit of a break, but now I'm back. So if you didn't know, at this point in my life, I'm making around a little over $1,000 every other week through my job, my little 9-to-5 job. But with that, I'm also investing about $900 of that a week. I might cut that down to about $850, but based off last month, it's been pretty good to me so far. Based off of that, I'm setting aside around $120, $128 every other week for me to spend on stuff that I actually want to do for myself, other than my investments automatically going in. I'm spreading those in throughout the week. With my 128 bi-weekly, that comes out to $277 a month that I'm spending just on myself. And I want to explain to you guys a little bit of how I did that. Now, a fair warning, I am still living in my parents' house and I'm not having to pay for rent, utilities, or some meals, but we'll get to that a little bit more later. We'll see that food and grocery is really where I'm spending all of my money. So if we cut that out, I'm putting almost nothing towards myself. Let's get right into why all of you came here. How I'm living on $65 a week. So as I was saying earlier, you can see right here that food is definitely my biggest category. What I'm always doing is putting all of my spending on these two credit cards that I have. The Discover It's Secured card and a Capital One Walmart card. I'll get into why I love that Walmart card a little bit more later. But you see that food right here is definitely my biggest category, with just over $50 in food alone. And that's just fast food and stuff that I was grabbing on a lunch break at work, or if I was really not feeling like making a dinner that night. Even though I do live with my parents, I still pay for the dinners every now and then, and we switch off with me, my mother, and father on who's cooking, cleaning, and doing whatever. So I'm still contributing a little bit to that, but it's far less expensive than it would be if I lived on my own, which I'm really grateful for that they're letting me do this right now. Honestly, it looks like if we go back to the computer, but most of the spending right here, probably the only thing that might have been for dinners was Popeyes, which I don't even think was for a family night. That was me and a friend of mine, but I think I picked up pizza one night, and that's what you're seeing right there. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's definitely one area that I think that I could really improve on, because spending $50 on fast food is kind of a waste. If I were to have taken all $50 I spent on fast food and brought it into actually preparing something, whether that even be frozen meals picking up at a grocery store, I would probably have saved 20 bucks right there, and it would have been much easier than just wasting that money, and then I could have put that somewhere else to things that I would more enjoy and kind of have fun with. Instead of eating away all of your money, how about you spend it on experiences and things that you could actually enjoy? Next, we're going to get into stuff that I've used on my car this past month. Now, I always keep my car as its own category, but lucky enough, I only had to pay $29 for gas this month. Honestly, I don't do too much driving, especially with the virus happening right now. I'm pretty much going to and from work and the grocery store, and that's pretty much it. I'm not really going out with friends at all right now, so that's really cutting back how much I would be spending on my car. It's also important to note that I do not have a car payment whatsoever. I bought my car outright from my mom as she got a new car, so she gave me a slight discount on what that would have cost, so I don't have to have any monthly payment on that car. Another thing that I'm really grateful for. It's really important to acknowledge what you have and the circumstances that are given to you. I know that for a lot of people out there, they're not gonna have a car that they'll have a huge discount on because it was their parents. But some people, they will be given a brand new car outright because that's just how their family operates. I was lucky enough to be in a middle ground right there, so that I was able to get that car for a vast discount on what it was worth while my mom was buying a new car. So that I'm grateful for. Though real quick, I am gonna jump back to August just for a second. This isn't what September was, but you can see that last month I paid a lot more in my car because registration, smog, and I had a small parking fee because I was down in the downtown area. So if you average out the $120 that I was paying for registration, it was another $10 on top of that every single month that I'm technically putting towards a car payment. Now what we're gonna get into a little bit more is grocery. This is the second time that I've really tracked how much money I've been spending more accurately. I did show you guys real briefly what my August paydown looked like, but I didn't intensely really analyze that as much as I mean to in this video. I'm using this video as motivation to actually keep better track of my finances, because what we're doing here is going on a financial journey together, and that's what I hope to help you guys with. And you guys can see the mistakes that I make, and hopefully we'll all be able to help each other. And speaking of mistakes, we're gonna head right into my grocery list, which is something that I poorly balanced. So you can see right here that I spent $3.59 at CVS. That I actually do know. That was a pack of gum that I got. It was a triple pack of gum. I was out on my way home and I really just wanted a piece of gum, so I decided to go to CVS on my way home, and I picked up a pack of gum and thought, you know what? Why hop in here multiple times? I'll just get a triple pack. Then we go over to Walmart, where I spent $88.19, and I can't tell you what half of these purchases are. I do know that a decent portion of them was actually picking up food to cook, but I'm not sure. I do know that there's a gift card in there somewhere and a couple of small presents, but other than that, I'm not 100% sure is in that Walmart breakdown. And I acknowledge that that's something I should pay closer attention to, so if you guys do want to see this again next month for my October breakdown, or maybe I'll show you this bi-monthly, then that's something that I'll take further account into and have a deeper breakdown on what I spend at Walmart, because honestly, I think that that's where my little leak in finances is. That $88 that just kind of vanished out of nowhere. So with that said, we're gonna hop into the final category that I have for this video, which is my more discretionary. I acknowledge that this is all discretionary spending for me, aside from the small things of food, but even with that, I was getting some fast food places, which weren't necessarily the best choice, which I would still count that as discretionary spending. What we're looking at now is the tiny bit of spending that I actually spent on enjoyment on myself. So me and some friends play this tabletop game called D&D. Really, it's low cost, meaning that you don't have to be spending a lot of money to do it. So instead of going out and partying, we meet up at one of their houses, go around a table, throw some dice around, and have fun. However, I am a bit more involved in that than some of the others. I buy all of the source books and expansion packs and everything else. So that's what this $23, $24 purchase is right here. Is one of the $30 source books was on a discount, and I decided that I was going to get it because I knew that I was going to buy it eventually anyway, and I had a little bit of wiggle room left in my budget this week, so why not get it then? This $3 expense right here, I know, is a monthly subscription to a service called D&D Beyond, and it gives me pretty much unlimited access to everything and some content sharing. It is important to note though, I'm currently on their monthly plan, which I should get off of and move to their yearly plan, which is a slightly better discount, but I know I'm going to be using it constantly, but it will be a higher upfront cost, so I'm just having that tiny opportunity cost that I'm more than willing to miss. Now is when we get into the fun stuff. That is literally every penny that I had spent all of last month. Now what you might have noticed is that what I didn't go over is the cash back. On all of my credit cards, I get a certain amount of cash back from each purchase. So we're gonna factor that into how much I totally spent and how much cash back I got from all of that minus my total. If that doesn't make sense, rewind the video about 10 seconds, watch it again, we'll go over it again in just a second. Alright, here we are zoomed out a little bit more so that you can see it here. So you can see I spent $50 here, getting a total of $1.60 cash back, spending $30 there, another $1.20, $4 there with 7 cents, $88 with $4 back, and $27 with only 27 cents back there. Now the grand total that you've probably been waiting for all of this is $200 a month that I spent here. If you remembered from the beginning of the video, I said that my budget was $128 every other week. So I was well under budget for this month. I could have bought an entirely other source book from D&D, but I didn't, and I'm okay with that. It's important to have a little bit of wiggle room in your budget, but let's delve into that just a little bit more. So we can see here that I technically only spent $192.22. We're doing that by subtracting the amount of cash back that we got from this. Now, it's not that much total, but when you really think about it, adding this up every single month that I'm doing, I'm getting a decent amount back. and thinking that if I was just using a debit card, I wouldn't get anything back, that's definitely worth it. My bi-weekly spending this week is only $88.72. What I would have put in this little box is something if I had non-reoccurring fees, such as that smog check and registration for my car. I'll show you guys what August looked like here in just a second. But my budget for every other month, as I said earlier, was $128, and my monthly budget is $277.33. So I was $85.11 under budget for this entire month, which could go right back to my investing. Speaking of investing, I'm going to do a quick little promo. If you go down to the links below, I have 2 links for you down there that are super great. If you click on the Robinhood link, you'll get an entirely free stock just for signing up for the platform. But if you click on the Webull link down below, you'll get a free stock. On top of that, if you deposit $100 in their trading platform, you'll get anywhere from $800 to $1,600 worth of a stock. That is an instant 8% return on your money no matter what. But you could get something as amazing as Tesla. I'll show you guys my portfolio sometime in a different video, but I really think that these are definitely worth it. I couldn't recommend either of these trading platforms more. So remember to click on the links down below, sign up, and claim your free stock before it's too late. So here's my August breakdown. It doesn't look nearly as pretty because I made these look a lot better between the month, but you can see last month in August I spent $424.56. If you don't count any reoccurring payments, I really only spent $218.56. That was because I took a couple of real estate exams and my car payments, and that only broke down to $98.70 for last month. I will admit that that was breaking right onto my budget last month, but we still kept within and definitely made it up for going under budget in September. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video, guys. Really, tell me if you enjoyed this kind of content. I could give you bi-monthly updates if you want on something like this. I don't know how interesting this will actually be to other people. This might just be a one-off thing, but I thought it would be really interesting to share how I spend the little amount of money that I do, even though I acknowledge that a lot of it is due to my circumstance. I highly advocate to getting financially educated with credit cards and being able to use them towards your advantage so that you could also be getting the cash back that I got on this. You see that I barely spent any money this entire month and I got $8 cash back. That's pretty good in my book. You know, actually, I do have an affiliate link for one of my Discover cards. If you go down below and click on the Discover card link and sign up for one of their cards, we'll both get a $50 credit. So that'll instantly give you a free $50 to any of your purchases that you make on that card, and you can pay it off with that free $50. So if you don't already have a card with Discover, I would highly recommend getting one. Use that link down below and we'll both get $50. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time until we continue our financial journeys.